16 years ago, an incident happened and it changed the world's fate. The most contagious and incurable virus put the world on a brink of destruction. The chaos took only weeks. At first, most of the people started panicking. They looted all of the stores and they died trying to leave the cities. Science couldn't catch up with this pandemic destruction. Comms went down in a short period of time. Even if some survived, they were unaware of the world's fate. The virus didn't only take people's lives, but also made the animals more aggressive. It's like rabies, but a more enhanced version of it. This is the way I explain all of this. I am not a scientist after all. Hereby, the world became crueler. I didn't believe there were any survivors out there for a long time. After all these unanswered distress calls that I made, those messages that I dropped in these cities, I thought my brother and I were the only survivors in the whole world. I couldn't be more wrong.
Hi everyone, Rebecca here for Winchester Gaming and Tech. This week we're looking at a game called Once Alive. Once Alive is a story-rich exploration game available on Steam for $14.20 Australian and was released on the 18th of November and is currently receiving positive reviews. Once Alive is a game filled with mystery with an engaging story that will draw you in and takes about 2 hours to complete. The fascinating part about this game is the fact it was developed completely by one person. This solo-developed game was not only done alone, but the developer Cam Yildirim states that he started this project over 3 years ago, had never developed a game before, and had quit his job to make this project a reality. The story sees us 16 years after a viral outbreak that has effectively wiped out mankind. The virus was extremely contagious and incurable that not only killed most of the human race, but it also affected the animals.
Oh no, crows.
All of the animals became aggressive with a more enhanced kind of rabies. This meant an extra threat to survivors. Not only were they constantly attacked by any kind of animal, it also meant all the meat was contaminated. This significantly limited food options, so for the people who remained, they had to survive food shortages and from constant threats from wildlife. We play as a character named James. James and his younger brother Daniel thought they were alone for a very long time. For years, they sent out distress signals and scouted the nearby towns and cities, but they never found any signs of other survivors. One day, they find out about possible survivors in a town called Halstville. The two brothers fight over whether they should risk the journey. Daniel is keen to go, eager to find out if the settlement is real. He also feels there could be a possibility their father had somehow survived and could be at the settlement. James is skeptical. He sees the dangers more than Daniel. He is not convinced the journey is worth it or even if the settlement is even real. James believes it could be a trap, seeing the evil in humanity more than his younger brother seems to.
Oh God. God, I've almost got myself killed.
James feels it is reckless to abandon all the things they have built that have helped them survive for this long. Daniel cannot be talked down, however. He decides to head out alone to see for himself if there really are other survivors. The story begins with James going after Daniel. We find James just outside of the settlement after a 5-day journey. We're introduced to life in this new world. It's desolate, it's quiet, and it feels like there are dangers lurking around every corner. We see no sign of recent human activity until James gets closer to the town, where he finds an abandoned outpost where there clearly had been humans at some point recently. So could there be other survivors? The settlement is abandoned, but it seems only recently. Signs of life are everywhere. James explores the town, looking for clues to what could have happened. Did Daniel make it? Is their father alive? It was easy to get lost in the story. You get to explore the settlement and discover the story through the objects villagers had left behind and the use of echoes hinting at the lives each inhabitant led before whatever happened, happened. As a writer, this game was captivating and kept me engaged the entire time. I needed to know what happened to Daniel. There were so many questions as we delved deeper into the mysteries and I needed the answers. As you explore each part of the village, the story twists and turns and gets darker and more disturbing. With strange sacrifices, experiments, a secret lab, poisoning, and strange rules the villagers had to follow. Visually, this game is beautiful. The artwork is exceptionally well done. Not only is the art stunning, but it adds the story by setting the necessary tone and atmosphere. In places, the visuals can be quite beautiful, showcasing the world's splendid backdrop, but then we see hints of the long-lost humanity. A derailed train with snow-covered mountains in the background, or an abandoned vehicle left to decay in the grass. In parts, the atmosphere is gloomy and stark, but in other places, quite beautiful. Overall, I really enjoyed this game and its story. If you love story-rich games, then this is a few hours well spent. I give Once Alive 3 out of 5 stars. As always, thanks very much for watching, and let me know what you think of the game in the comments below.